What's going on, guys? This is Kashiro. Welcome back. So we are back with another video. On this video, we are going to cover OCG Metagame report and decklist reviews from these major regions of Japan, South Korea, China, and Taiwan. So we are going to see pre and post Rota. We are going to include tournament data from July 23 to July 28. So 5 day span of tournament results, but these are the biggest locals, including the Japan Area Championship and also various tournaments all over the biggest regions in Asia. So without further ado, let's start. So moving on, first we do have Voiceless Voice. So very stable deck now into the current metagame. If you want to find a deck that is stable and efficient, yet conservative and plays around Maxi extremely well, Voiceless Voice is the best deck for you, I assume. This list played the Dominus Purge, which is gaining massive traction towards the Voiceless Voice. You get so much value from it because you don't really get too much drawback from it, and also acts as your second copy of Ash Blossom. And yeah, moving on, we do have Tenpai Dragon. So this time with Droplet and Lightning Storm into the main deck, very uncanny, no? Most people will play 25 hand traps into the Tenpai Dragon, but this player opted to play Word Breakers, which is more suitable for very rogue environments and also casual people. So yeah, I think Droplet and Lightning Storm makes a lot of sense here. Next would be wow Charmer's meta beat. So this time with Dogmatica engine into the main deck, so you also get benefit from it from the Nadir Servant dump. Dumping Garura, you get to draw one and you search Ecclesia, and your Ecclesia will eventually get the punishment. So plus 3 in a single card, really immense value. So yeah, very spicy, no? Charmers stopping in 2024. Wow, goodness. And next would be next place is in Japan, one of the most competitive locals. So this time we do have Snake Eyes, Full Spoils, Finsmith. So played one Mourner into the main deck. It's been the trend for most Japanese people. Made popular by Tasuku, the best Master Duel player in Japan. He often plays one Mourner into the main deck because you can draw it off from Maxi when you let your opponent play through Maxi, of course. You have the peace of mind that you are going to draw something valuable like Mourner, aside from the Droll or other cards that imperm that you cannot play, no? Where you cannot really let your opponent stop from letting you draws, and also imperm cannot play because you do have cards on your field. So yeah, Mourner is definitely a good take here. Next would be Ubel Finsmith, of course. Very standard, yeah. Play Change of Heart, really amazing. Onto the mirror match of Ubel. If your opponent's Ubel doesn't play Omni Negates on their board, they are really losing bad against Change of Heart. Next would be Voices Voice, another Voices Voice. So this time with Ultimate Slayer or Ultimate Slayer, dumping Logic and also NTs. Those are very handy, no? When you consider that the Voices Voice going second is not that good. You don't have really good tools to break boards, so you would rely on board breaking cards like Ultimate Slayer. Next would be another Ubel Smith. This time played the usual WCQ Asia Finals side deck package with the Blue Angel Tears and the Pointer of Red Lotus, along with the Different Dimension Ground and the Black Coat Laps as your going first options, which is very searchable using this Finsmith engine. And yeah, moving on, we do have Horus, Orcus, Millennium with Finsmith. Wow, engine deck once again. So went X1, yeah, or yeah, undefeated, I assume. So played Winter Cherries, very immense value here. I think it would be better if he can play the Promethean, but he doesn't have extra deck slot for it. So yeah, you can just target off the Link to of Finsmith and other stuff like Beatrice, no, or Little Knight. So yeah, very genius tech here of Winter Cherries. Next would be Tetsukara Fuda shared tournament. First place would be Voices Voice. Very standard. I think it's the same list as earlier. Just side deck the copy of Blessing. It's been also the trend for Voices Voice. They are playing Blessing into the side deck because they feel like that it's a card that only is good for going first or recursion. Next would be Tenpai Dragon. So Tenpai Dragon, very usual. Just played Droplet into the main deck, which is really strong against Voices Voice and Ubel. And yeah, moving on, we do have another Tetsu shared tournament. First would be Tenpai Dragon. This time with a lot of hand traps, triple Bell, triple Purulia, and double Nibiru into the main deck with only one Dora Draco. So he opted to play 3 Pydra. And next would be Blackwing. Wow, another spicy deck here. So Blackwing with 3 Small World, yeah, very understandable, no? You want to keep searching on this deck because this deck kinda suffers, yeah, a little bit suffers from breaking and inconsistency. Next would be wow, Exo Sister. So it's been a while since I've seen Exo. So this time, very standard. Didn't even play the Aratama. Yeah, only Sakitama is enough. Next would be Charmers, Dogmatica. I think it's the same list as earlier, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And next would be another Testo Shared Tournament. First would be Chimera Finsmith. So wow, Chimera is very phenomenal right now. You could definitely appreciate that they are really clinging on the middle of the pack. I think it's one of the best decks that you could play while also dodging the potential ban list this coming September 3rd week. Yeah, probably. Next would be Yubel Finsmith. Of course, played triple Cosmic Cyclone. Very unusual to see Cosmic Cyclone getting ramped up on the side deck because people have neglected the back row shenanigans in the format. They would rather play hand traps like Droll, Nibiru, or other stuff like Purulia over Cosmic Cyclone. And next would be, wow, Plant Pile, of course. Tyrion, Rika, I don't know, even these engines here. So 60 card plant good stuff, very Jessica Robinson, no. I think it's from the inspiration of Jessica Robinson from EUWCQ. And next would be Ancient Gear, of course, another deck that is very hot in the OCG right now. You will see a lot of reps and tapping performances of the Ancient Gear. It's like 10 by 2.0 but with extra steps and other precautions. And next would be uh, Snake Eye, Sinful Spoils, Finsmith. So played 1 for 1 into the main deck and once again played 1 copy of Mourner. So they have adapted the strategy of the top MD player in Japan, Tasuku. And next would be, moving on, we do have Mementotlan. So Mementotlan with Thunder Dragon Fusion, wow, into the side deck. So this is like very Prankid-ish type of tech, no? When you consider that Prankid used to play the Thunder Dragon Fusion on their deck, but I am sure it has different approach and reasons for playing it out on this Mementotlan build. Next would be Ram Cup in Japan. First place would be another Mementotlan with triple talent into the side deck. So it is a way to trade better against hand traps, especially Tenpai Dragon, no? Considering that more than half of their deck or 65% of their deck are hand traps. And next would be Yubel Finsmith. So side deck a copy of Nightmare Phoenix. I'm glad that they are still respecting the floodgates and back row. Consider it a very floodgate-ish approach on the side deck of most people with anti-spell, summon limit, there can be only one, bunch of stuff going on the side deck. So yeah, Nightmare Phoenix makes a lot of sense. Next would be Yubel Finsmith. This time side deck the Chaos Angel. A good card to go second and probably unaffected as well. So yeah, really immense value for it. And next would be another Yubel Finsmith. So this time with 3 Baldrake. Third copy of Bestial the Baldrake, which is very strong on this Yubel. And next would be Ram Cup. Another tournament shared from Ram Cup. This time would be Mementotlan with Apopis on the side deck. Wow, so he doesn't have, oh, he has Top Hat, of course. So he can access out the Apopis. And next would be Finsmith Snake Eyes. So this time, side deck the copy of Top Hat, Silhouette Rabbit, and just side deck the copy of Angel Statue. And next would be Tenpai Dragon, very standard, just played Gamma package into the main deck. And next would be Branded, of course, 60 card Branded with Shadal and, oh, good stuff Branded. Rather, it played Whitewoods, Tearlaments, Shadal, and Bestials. Wow, very insane Branded here. And next would be Ram Cup again, once again, 3v3 tournament, I assume. Next would be Snake Eyes, Fire King, Finsmith. So yeah, played Sphere Mode into the side deck, which is really strong. We have seen how impactful the Sphere Mode is on the recent WCQ Asia Finals, with multitudes of Rescue Ace and Snake Eyes have played this card and brought them a lot of success. And next would be Branded 60 card. So the more usual standard branded no played the Nadirs, the Dark Ruler, and Forbidden Droplet. And next would be Snake Eyes. Yeah, Snake Eyes with bunch of Floodgates on the side deck. Like I've said earlier, they're playing TC Boo, Summon Limit, and Skill Drain. Next would be Tetsu Shared Tournament. First place would be Tenpai Dragon. Yeah, standard, just play Draigeki into the main deck. Next would be Melodious, Supreme King, Magician. This has been falling off recently on the metagame. People have opted to play Supreme King as a pure version with the Pendulum cards only from the Magician archetype and Supreme King. But this list is different. It played Melodious. Next would be Voiceless Voice. Yeah, standard as well. Just played Ultimate Slayer once again. And next would be another Tenpai Dragon with triple Change of Heart onto the side deck to answer the U-Bell and probably Snake Eyes and Rescue Ace as well. Next would be Weibo Shared Tournament in China. First place would be Goblin Biker Tenpai Dragon. Wow, what cookery is this? What Chinese cuisine is this? And even Finn Smith, no? Wow, very versatile looking decklist here, but I could see that it could struggle on consistency issues sometimes. Probably. Next would be Tearlaments, Lightsworn. Of course, Tearlaments will never die. People will still keep adapting and innovate the Tearlaments to make it playable because they love these mermaids so much to the point that they cannot let go of this deck. Next would be Kashtira. Wow, another copium list here. But I do guess that Kashtira can still perform once they can set up a Rise Heart Pass. So 60% of the meta game decks are going to die with a Rise Heart Pass. And next would be Rescue Ace, Sinful Spoils with wow, without Finn Smith, no? So standard Rescue Ace with Snake Eyes and also Synchron package into it. Wow, immense. And next would be Marineford TCG in Korea. First place would be Inferno Bell Mekanko. Yeah, probably. With Sinful Spoils. So, very combo-ish, very pesky going second. Next would be Mementotlan. So, yeah, second place Mementotlan. Next would be Tenpai Dragon once again. And yeah, moving on. We do have, oh, we still have another deck. Would be Tenpai Dragon Finsmith. Wow. So, this Tenpai can definitely go first. And next would be Ram Cup Tournament. First would be Jubel Finsmith with Phantasmi. One copy of Phantasmi. Very unusual to see only one copy of Phantasmi. Probably you would play it at 2. Next would be Snake Eyes, Fire King, Sinful Spoils with Skill Drain and Summon Limit into the main deck. So, very strong card going first. You can sit on your high attack monsters and just beat the opponent and floodgate them. And next we do have Supreme King Supreme King Magician. So this is what I was saying earlier. They are opting to play Magician into just the old version of Magician without the Melodious. Probably they are trying to play around roll effectively. Next would be Snake Eyes, Fire King. Oh, Snake Eyes only with Finsmith. And yeah, pretty standard, played Pankratops. Next would be Tetsu Shared Tournament in Japan. Would be Tenpai Dragon. And next would be Yubel, Finsmith. I cannot clearly see the deck list. And next would be Labyrinth, Finsmith. So this has lost popularity recently. People have opted to play Labyrinth as a pure version rather than the Finsmith variant. Next would be Whitewoods. So very unusual to see Whitewoods stopping, but this time with Horus as well. And next would be Tetsu Shared Tournament, July 25. First place would be Exosister with bunch of going first cards into the side deck. Wow, with Anti-Spell and Judgment to protect your Magnifica. Rather, yeah, Magnifica and return, yeah. And next would be Tenpai Dragon once again with Regeki into the main deck. Next would be Labyrinth, Finsmith once again with Rivalry and Skill Drain into the main deck. Next would be Ritual Beast. So Ritual Beast with Dominus Purge, second copy of Ash Blossom, and you probably don't get drawbacks because you are wind monsters and light. And next would be Valmonica. Wow, Valmonica Finsmith, very spicy. So you could definitely see the synergy between these two. And probably Valmonica will be even more better from their new support. Next would be Lightsworn, Finsmith. So yeah, standard with the FTK, of course, the Ghost Miss Girl and transaction rollback, very disgusting way of playing the game, but it could get the dubs, so who cares, no? Next would be Tetsu Share Tournament. Oh, it's a Rush Duel. They have replaced it. And next would be Infernoid. Yeah, Infernoid 60. With another Ghost Miss Girl and transaction rollback. Goodness. Goodness gracious. This is very toxic and yeah, really leaves a sour taste in your mouth once you lose against this. But on the contrary, it played Azamina, the new engine from Rota. So we are going towards the new decks from Rota, and these reports moving on are post-Rota. And next would be Snake Eyes, Sinful Spoils with Magician Souls tech into the main deck. A good way to improve the consistency of your deck. Next would be Tetsu Shared Tournament. First place would be Yubel Finsmith. And next would be Ritual Beast once again. With one emergency teleport only, no? So a bunch of floodgates into the side deck with Fissure and Anti-Spell. Next would be Punk. Wow, Punk Gold Pride. Wow, really insane. I cannot stress enough how I amazed I am to see Punk still doing something. And next would be Lyrulus Tri Brigade. So yeah, another deck that is timeless. Very powerful going first board. There's not many decks that could play through against a full board of Lyrulus Tri Brigade. And also the Feather Storm, no? Very annoying card. Next would be Rescue Ace and Finsmith. So like I've said earlier, it plays Fear Mode. So it's been the trend for Rescue Ace recently. Because you do have a lot of ways to start your play without committing your normal summon. Next would be Chimera Finsmith with a new support of Finsmith, the Lacrimosa, which is inevitably good to support the Finsmith decks. And this time played the Fuaros into the main deck. So another draw power to improve the consistency of your deck and your going second prowess. Next would be another Snake Eyes. Yeah, Finsmith. Main deck the copy of Nibiru. Next would be Ancient Gear. Wow, Ancient Gear once again with Retaliating Sea on the side deck and Heat Wave. Very Tempai-ish tech of Heat Wave and also Sales Ban, another good card to prevent opponents from stopping your playthrough. And next would be Fire King, Sinful Spoils, and Finsmith. So Plague Lacrimosa once again. So Fuaras only is on the side deck of this list. But I guess it went yeah, undefeated. 5-0 from Yu-Gi-Oh! Area Championship. And next would be Fire King once again with Sinful Spoils. The Azamina really brought life towards this deck. You could probably see most Fire King playing Azamina now over Finsmith. Next would be Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes, Finsmith, Azamina. Of course, the three of the best engines right now are in one deck together. Imagine the craziness of this deck. And yeah, moving on, we do have Snake Eyes once again with main deck the copy of Fuaros. Another Snake Eyes Azamina, no? And next would be another Snake Eyes Silver Spoils Finsmith Azamina. So we are seeing the instant impact of Rota already from the first 5-6 reports that we have seen post Rota. And next would be Labyrinth. So this has been the trend recently on Labyrinth. They are playing Labyrinth on a pure trap version. This is very die roll dependent deck. Once you go first, you definitely win the game, of course, with a bunch of trap cards and your insane recursion from this Labyrinth. You could definitely win games going first. And the problem would be only going second, of course. And next would be YACS top 4. Top 2 rather. Tenpai Dragon once again. With Fuaros and Dominus Impulse. Those two are instant inclusion towards the main deck of Tenpai Dragon. And you couldn't blame them, no? It is a second copy of Ash and Maxi. And yeah, moving on, we do have Drytron. Wow, Drytron with Diviner. Yeah, very spicy. I can see you. Because most Drytron cannot, didn't even want to play Diviner anymore into the main deck. But yeah, it played the Diviner. And next would be Voices Voice once again. 40 card, very clean deck list, and I think it is really a trend that Ultimate Slayer is really massive on Voices Voice right now. Next would be Snake Eyes, Smith. So yep, played the Power Sink Stone, another good Floodgate card. Next would be Tenpai Dragon once again, very standard. Nothing too fancy here, just played the Dominus and Fuaros. Next would be Yubel, of course Yubel, this time with Rivalry. So very dicey card, no? On some matchups, it looks very promising, but on Tenpai Dragon and Mirror Match, it definitely feels lackluster. Next would be Tenpai Dragon with Retaliating Sea on the side deck. Next would be Tenpai Dragon once again with Forbidden Droplet and Super Poly without Fuaros, no? And played Macrocosmos. Wow. Very insane way of floodgating the opponent using this Tenpai Dragon. Next would be Branded 60. Yeah, standard, I assume. Next would be Snake Eyes, Finsmith, of course, with Azamina. So you play Winter Cherries and you do have 3 targets. The Azamina Fusion and also the Link 2 of Finsmith and also Promethean, no? On this Fire Nation decks, of course. Next would be Snake Eyes, Finsmith once again, without Azamina this time. And next would be Tenpai Dragon. So played Super Poly into the main deck with the lovely defender of Yubel, Super Poly target. And next would be Rescue Ace, Finsmith, of course, with Anti-Spell, no? Very unusual to see Anti-Spell on Rescue Ace because they would also struggle if they don't play around carefully. And next would be Rescue Ace once again. This time very standard, played 2 Phantasmi, which has been the norm for Rescue Ace. And next would be Gimmick Puppet once again. This deck have been performing really well recently on Post-Rota. Probably FTK shenanigans and your opponent cannot do something from it. And next would be Voices Voice. Yeah, standard build with 2 Typhoon on the extra deck. And next would be Voices Voice once again. So yeah, with Droplet and Super Poly into the main deck. Next would be Gimmick Puppet Horus. So triple Ultimate Slayer into the side deck. And played XYZ. Oh, it didn't play XYZ Armored Package. So yeah, moving on, we do have Mementotlan with Bestials into the side deck. And 1 Apopis as well. And next would be Altergeist. So Altergeist, yeah, very old deck but still can keep on performing, no? Due to how meticulous their interactions are and probably very grindy and outwitting. Next would be Runic, of course. There's no metagame report without Runic. Runic will be always here. It is very eternal at this moment. Once they don't hit the Runic tip, probably this can still perform. And next would be Live Twin, Sprite, Finsmith. So this is really getting hot in OCG metagame right now. I have opted to place this deck on D tier because I believe this deck is really strong into the current metagame and probably the Sprite brings a whole another dimension for the deck to compete and be more resilient. And next would be Vanquish Shoal with Macrocosmos and Bestials into the main deck. So they have resorted to playing Floodgates now because they only have 1 copy of T-Cebu. Next would be Thunder Dragon with Horus. Oh, Bestials only. So without Horus. Next would be 1923 CS in Korea. First would be Chimera. Oh, Chimera. Yeah, Chimera only. Oh, it has Finsmith with the malicious engine of the hero or evil hero, I assume. And next would be Sprite Rai Brigade. Multitudes of engine with Sprite and Nimble engine and Horus. And next would be Magician, of course, with Spellcaster of Village into the side deck. Next would be another Voices Voice, this time with Gamma and Delta package into the side deck. Next would be another Labyrinth, so this time with Heavenly Prison into the side deck. And next would be Tenpai Dragon once again. And next would be Fluandris. Wow, Fluandris still doing it, no? 2021 deck still has it in 2024. thanks to MP, and of course, floodgating every link monsters into the game. And of course, the Shifter and Fissure probably saves the day for them. Next would be Voices Voice once again without the Ultimate Slayer. Very different. Just played Super Poly and the Evenly match. Next would be Sprite Tri Brigade. I think it's the same list as earlier. Yeah. And next would be Mementotlan with the new support. Yeah, it played also the Goblin Biker spell, which is an indirect support for Mementotlan. Made the deck more consistent and resilient rather than the Goblin Bikers itself. And next would be at Ignister, of course, very standard. 3 Signet, 1 Small World. That's been the trend for the Ignister. And next would be Runic, of course, with Zone and Forbidden Droplet into the main deck. Wow, even though you don't have monsters to cost, yeah, I think you can still be very good on Forbidden Droplet. And next would be Snake Eyes, Fire King, Finsmith. And you played Fuaros into the side deck and 1 Summon Limit into the main deck. Next would be another Tenpai Dragon once again. So Tenpai Dragon, very standard, just played Fuaros and Dominus Impulse. It's getting boring for seeing Tenpai Dragon list Post-Rota because it will be the same. Yeah, just the same. And next would be Tenpai Dragon once again. This time a little spice, no? Played Druis Worm and the Phantasmi with 2 Impulse only. Next would be Unchained Live Twin. So played Trust and Dark Ruler No More. Very interesting. Next would be Azamina Fire King with Sight package. It's also the trend for Fire King because I think you could pop, yeah, you could pop the Sanctum. And of course, Sight is instant FTK against extra deck reliant. And next would be Soka Cup in Japan. First would be Yubel. So it's been the first Yubel in our browsing after Rota, no? So I think Yubel have been dethroned from being the best deck from Snake Eyes Zamina Finsmith. And next would be Snake Eyes, of course. And next would be Mementotlan, only side deck the copy of new support. And next would be Finsmith Yubel with Solemn Strike and Solemn Judgment into the side deck. Next would be Grand Maju Border Stun. Wow. So it went finalists on Yu-Gi-Oh! Area Championship. So yeah, Waking the Dragon on the side deck to summon out the exterior and play the new Dominus as well into the main deck. Wow, very surprising to see this kind of deck still tapping. And next would be Invoke Duston Finsmith. Wow, with Primordial. Wow, it's been the first Primordial. I am really excited for Primordial to show that people are kinda getting the gist of playing vanilla monsters in 2024. Wow, really insane here. So yeah, just play the Primordial to access out this Duston and start the Finsmith line of play. And next would be Labyrinth, of course, with 1 rollback into the main deck. And next would be Wandris once again. So Dark Ruler No More into the main deck. And next would be another Labyrinth without rollback, of course. Just played the standard amount of traps into this new built Labyrinth with the trap trick and the new math equation card. Next would be tournament in Japan. Yeah. Tenpai Dragon once again, the champion of it. And Power Filter into the side deck. Very good card to floodgate the opponent. Next would be another Tenpai Dragon. 2 Ash only into the main deck but played Triple Impulse. Very interesting. And next would be the Fire King. Oh, rather, yeah, Fire King, Snake Eyes, Finsmith. Next would be another Fire King, rather Snake Eyes, Finsmith, with triple Delta into the side deck. Wow. So he opted to prioritize Delta and the Gamma package over the likes of Nibiru and Droll. Next would be Hoshikiri, YP tournament. First would be Snake Eyes, Finsmith, with Azamina as well. And next would be Tenpai Dragon. Yeah, standard played Phoenix into the side deck with 1 cross out designator. Next would be Snake Eyes. So yeah, played Pankartaps. That's been the only spice here. With side deck the copy of Waros and main deck the copy of Nibiru. And next would be Mementotlan once again. So yeah, I think Mementotlan is really strong post-Rota due to their new support, having Banish Recovery. Next would be Gimmick Puppet once again. Yeah, pretty standard. Just played Nibiru and Dominus Impulse into the main deck. Next would be Rescue Ace. So Rescue Ace, yeah, standard as well with triple Fuaros into the side deck because you don't have room on your main deck for Fuaros. And next would be Voices Voice once again with the Druid's Worm into the side deck. And no Magnamut, yeah, no Magnamut. Oh, Magnamut is on the main deck. Next would be Chimera. So yeah, pretty standard. Next would be the Fire King, rather Snake Eyes, Sinful Spoils Finsmith with double Power Sync Stone into the side deck. So they don't really play anti-spell anymore too much. They just rely on Skill Drain, Tisibu, Power Sync Stone to floodgate the opponent. Next would be Allure. Wow, Allure Whitewoods, Finsmith. Wow, really insane. Yeah, probably this is the most insane deck that I have seen today. And yeah, moving on, we do have Unchained, Finsmith, of course, with double Bell and double DD Crow into the side deck. It played over Phantasmi or the likes of Foaros, no? And next would be Lotus Cup in Japan. First place would be Snake Eyes, Finsmith, of course, with Sight once again. And next would be Tenpai Dragon with triple Nibiru into the main deck. Next would be another Snake Eyes with Solemn Strike over the likes of Power Sync Stone and Skill Drain. Snake Eyes as a Minaya. And next would be wow, Earth Good Stuff. Yeah, probably Earth Good Stuff. Earth Pile. Adamantipator Earth Pile. Next would be Whitewoods Toy Box. Without Azumina, yeah, without Azumina. Very surprising to see Whitewoods playing without Azumina. I thought Azumina will be instant impact for Whitewoods, but it didn't materialize yet. We are going to see on the following weeks. And next would be Voices Voice, of course. Yeah, standard. And next would be Tenpai Dragon, another standard list. Very boring to see. It's been the same since Post-Rota. And next would be Snake Eyes, Finsmith, with triple Solemn Strike. And the last deck probably on our report. Oh, we still have more. We do have Ubel once again. So Ubel have been mugged by the new Azumina, and it really definitely boosted the Snake Eyes. Next would be Lotus Cup once again with Runic. So side deck the copy of Waros and Dogwood. And next would be another Runic with triple Dogwood. My goodness. Next would be Sinful Spoils Snake Eyes, Azamina, and Finsmith. Yeah, pretty standard as well. Next would be branded Sinful Spoils. Wow. So it's been the first that I have seen branded with Sinful in our report here. And yeah, that sums up our OCG Metagame report and decklist reviews. If you have found this video informative and helpful and enjoying, please consider subscribing into my YouTube channel. It definitely motivates me a lot to keep going and make this kind of contents for you guys. So thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.